Are you feeling underwhelmed and uninspired? Are you totally lacking in motivation to write on your story or your novel or your poetry? Well, maybe if we figure out what your motivation tendency is, perhaps then you will feel like finishing it. So let's try it out. Hi, my name's Tamara, and I'm here to give you some quick tips to help you on your writing journey. Welcome to Motivation Monday, brought to you in part by procrastination, so you'll probably be seeing this on Tuesdays. I asked you on my community tab what you would prefer to see, and as you can see here on the chart, the majority of you voted for motivation. If you'd like to be involved in the next community tab poll, then click subscribe and click on that little notification bell, and you will have access when those pop up into your feed. Gretchen Rubin created a quiz to figure out which of the 4 tendencies we all fall under. According to her, we each fall under one tendency, but there is some overlap. I left a link for the quiz in the description so that you can take it. On her website, there's more information about each different tendency, so you might find more information there to help you on your journey. But I thought that I'd give you a little bit of a teeny tiny brief rundown just to give you an idea of some ways that these different tendencies may influence how you work and how you're able to get along with your writing. Let's start with upholders. The upholder is apparently the biggest group. Upholders are self-starters. They find it easy to make deadlines. These are the people who actually create a New Year's Eve resolution and then stick to it. They are motivated by self-fulfillment. They hate letting people down and they hate getting into trouble. If you're an upholder and you're having problems getting into your writing groove, maybe you should create a to-do list or create a star system for your planner where each star represents X amount of thousands words that you've written a day or X amount of time that you've spent writing. Next is questioners. Questioners are always going to ask why. They need things to make sense. They hate arbitrary rules that don't have any basis. They are data driven. You need to understand why you're doing a thing and how doing that thing will help you toward your goals. Perhaps if you're a questioner and you're having problems kind of getting yourself into that chair and getting motivated to write, you could do some self-monitoring, like maybe using online word counters to keep track of how much you're doing, or creating bar graphs and line graphs to mark your progress. Stay tuned, because sooner rather than later I'm going to be posting a video where I talk about different methods of keeping track of your writing online. So maybe you questioners out there will find this interesting, and other folks too. Third is obligers. Now, obligers are the ones who are more likely to do what other people want instead of what they internally need. So it's kind of like the journalist who is always on time with their deadlines. They're excellent at meeting those obligations, but they have the hardest time working on their own novel because that is something that is more self-motivated. So if you're an obliger and you're having problems keeping yourself in that chair, maybe if you had a writing buddy or an editor who was waiting to see your work, or beta readers who are waiting for you to finish, that would get you more motivated to keep on track. And finally, we come to the rebel, which according to the quiz, it's me. That's where I fall. The most frustrating out of all 4, they're the ones who rules do not apply to them. They do not like to be told what to do by themselves or anybody else. Oh, do I identify with this so much. They're all about self-determination, authenticity, and spontaneity, and they don't do well with deadlines. I mean, how many times have I changed the Blood Roses and Honeysuckles publishing date though? Ouch. If you are a rebel and you're trying to figure out how in the world can you get this writing thing going, here's what I have done. One thing I like to do word sprints, word crawls, like word wars, things where it becomes I make my word count kind of a competition because it makes it fun, it makes it interesting to me. I make goals that are hard for me to reach because then it feels challenging, like I'm really having to conquer something, because for me that works. Rebels are more likely to get stuff done if they do it when they feel like it. Maybe you're a rebel and you have a day job, or you have a lot of family obligations, you have other things that keep you away from writing, but then you have that idea. Keep your cell phone with you, and when you have that idea, take a break or take a moment, go to the bathroom, and just whisper into your phone and record whatever the idea is, or scribble it down on a pad, or type it into a document. You know, just get it down when it occurs, because if you wait until later, you might lose that sense of urgency and you might not get back to it. These are the 4 different tendencies. Like I said, I left the link in the description below. And have you done this quiz before? Or if you do it, come back and tell us what you are in the comments. Again, my name's Tamara, and I talk about writing and books on this channel. If you like what I have to say, please subscribe, click the notification bell, and if you think that you have some writing friends who could use some of this advice, share it, because sharing's caring, and let's grow this channel this year. Remember, this Thursday I am doing a write-in. This week's guest is Clara Cotter. She is a mystery writer and hilarious, and also Australian, which gives her a cool accent. So swing by here 7 p.m. Eastern and write with us. Until then, happy writing.